Welcome to Beaming.Drive. Get ready to explore a world where the only limit is your imagination and the laws of physics are your playground. We're about to embark on a journey into a realm of unparalleled realism, where every crash, every dent, and every broken component tells a story. Some people think video games are just for kids, a simple pastime to fill a few idle hours. But they couldn't be more wrong. Video games have evolved, becoming powerful tools for learning, experimentation, and even scientific discovery. Today we're diving into a digital laboratory, a virtual space where the rules of the real world apply with stunning accuracy. That's all about one thing: physics, the intricate dance of forces, momentum, and energy that governs everything around us. Beaming.Drive isn't about racing or collecting coins. It's not about achieving the fastest lap time or unlocking the next level. It's about what happens when cars meet disaster. It's about exploring the raw, unfiltered consequences of vehicular collisions. Every component in every car is simulated with meticulous detail and accuracy. From the chassis to the suspension, every part interacts with the environment and with each other in a realistic and dynamic way, all governed by soft-body dynamics. This means that objects don't just break, they deform, bend, and crumple realistically under stress. Why smash virtual cars? What's the point of all this digital destruction? For science, and a bit of fun. It's about understanding the forces at play and witnessing the spectacular results. Real crash testing is expensive and slow, requiring specialized facilities, equipment, and highly trained personnel. In Beaming.Drive, you just need a computer. A regular desktop or laptop can become your personal crash testing facility. You can test any scenario as many times as you want, tweaking variables and observing the effects in real time, with no real-world consequences, no injuries, no property damage, just pure, unadulterated experimentation. It's a playground for engineers, a powerful tool for designing safer vehicles and infrastructure, and a sandbox for anyone curious about what really happens in a crash. It's a chance to explore the physics of collisions without putting yourself or others at risk. We can push cars to their limits, subjecting them to stresses and strains that would be impossible to replicate in the real world. Drop them from heights, testing the structural integrity of their frames, or send them over war-torn roads, simulating the harsh conditions that vehicles might encounter in extreme environments, all in glorious slow motion, allowing us to dissect every moment of the impact, revealing the intricate details of the collision. Beaming.Drive lets us see the consequences of mistakes, providing a visceral understanding of the dangers of reckless driving, making it one of the most important educational tools disguised as entertainment. It's a fun and engaging way to learn about physics, engineering, and road safety. The lessons it teaches are vital for anyone who drives, helping to promote safer driving habits and a greater awareness of the risks involved. So, let's see what happens when things go wrong. Let's dive into the world of Beaming.Drive and explore the fascinating and sometimes terrifying consequences of vehicular collisions. Let's talk about the road. Billions are spent building and maintaining them, yet potholes remain everywhere. Potholes are more than an inconvenience. They're tire-shredding, suspension-destroying traps. At low speeds, they're annoying. At high speeds, they're dangerous. Hit one at 60, and you risk a blowout, bent wheels, and a loss of control. Bumps are just as bad. Poor repairs or aggressive speed bumps can launch your car, leaving you with no steering or braking. In Beaming.Drive, roads aren't perfect. They're obstacle courses full of hazards. These imperfections are genuinely dangerous, not just annoying. They're the unseen enemy, waiting for an unsuspecting driver. In our digital lab, we can see exactly what happens when car meets crater. It's a violent, destructive embrace that's all too real. Let's see the chaos unfold. Alright, buckle up, because now for the good bit. We're about to dive deep into the nitty-gritty of vehicular mayhem. Ever wondered what actually happens in excruciating detail when a car meets a brutally broken road in Beaming.Drive? We're not just talking about a little bump in the road, we're talking about serious structural damage. Let's set the stage. Picture this: a typical family hatchback, cruising along at a respectable 50 miles per hour. A common sight on any suburban street. Suddenly, without warning, it's hitting a deep, unforgiving pothole. The kind that lurks beneath the surface, waiting to wreak havoc. In a split second, the tire explodes in a dramatic burst of shredded rubber and escaping air, a catastrophic failure at the point of impact. The car lurches violently to one side, throwing the vehicle off balance and sending shockwaves through the frame. And just like that, you're suddenly fighting for control, wrestling with the steering wheel as the car veers off course. Instinctively, your hands grip the wheel tighter and you desperately correct the steering, trying to regain some semblance of control. But instead of straightening out, the car skids ominously, the tires losing their grip on the asphalt. It slides further and further, the momentum carrying it away from the intended path. And then, the inevitable happens. It spins out completely, a dizzying pirouette of metal and glass. This is where Beaming.Drive truly shines, letting us watch every single detail of the unfolding disaster in glorious slow motion. The suspension collapses under the immense strain, buckling and breaking with sickening crunches. The chassis twists and contorts, metal groaning as it's pushed beyond its breaking point. And then, utter chaos ensues. A whirlwind of shattered components, flying debris and twisted metal. Now let's switch gears. Imagine a heavy van, fully loaded, hitting a series of seemingly harmless bumps at speed. The suspension bounces violently, struggling to absorb the impacts of each successive bump. With each bounce, the van gains more and more air, until finally, it launches completely into the air. For a brief moment it hangs suspended, weightless, before gravity inevitably brings it crashing down hard. It lands awkwardly, the full force of its weight concentrated on a single point. The momentum is too much to bear, and it rolls violently. The metal crumples and deforms with each rotation, the structural integrity failing catastrophically, sending debris flying in all directions, a chaotic explosion of shattered plastic and twisted steel. And all this devastation, all this destruction stems from a few innocent-looking bumps in the road. The simulation starkly shows how quickly a stable, controlled vehicle, operating under normal driving conditions, can transform into an uncontrollable wreck, spiraling out of control in a matter of seconds. It's a brutal and sobering reminder of just how little it takes for things to go horribly, irrevocably wrong on the road. Every crash, no matter how small or large, is a valuable lesson in the fundamental principles of physics and the often unforgiving consequences of those principles. Beaming.Drive has the unique ability to make the invisible forces at play during a crash visible, allowing us to see and understand the immense pressures and stresses involved, creating a visceral and unforgettable experience that sticks with you long after the simulation ends. But it's not just about the spectacle of destruction and the thrill of simulated carnage. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of what really happens in a crash, the underlying mechanics, and the chain of events that lead to disaster. It highlights how even the smallest imperfection, the most minor defect, can trigger a catastrophic chain of events. That's the stark and often brutal reality that Beaming.Drive so vividly brings to life, offering a unique perspective on vehicle dynamics and crash physics. So, let's keep pushing the limits, exploring the boundaries of vehicular destruction, and learning from every simulated crash along the way. One of Beaming.Drive's best features? Mods. The community creates everything from supercars to wild fictional machines. Mods don't just change looks, they change how cars behave and crash. A tuned sports car with stiff suspension will snap in half over a pothole, while a luxury sedan might float over bumps but lose control on big ones. Off-road trucks shrug off potholes but can roll easily if pushed too hard. Mods let us test how tiny changes, like tires or suspension, dramatically alter crash outcomes. Not all cars are created equal, and mods prove it. The modding community expands Beaming.Drive's potential as a crash physics lab. Every experiment reveals something new about safety and design. It's not just fun, it's a deep dive into the brutal reality of car crashes. Not all cars are born equal. They come in different shapes, sizes, and with vastly different engineering philosophies. Some prioritize comfort, others focus on performance, and increasingly, safety is at the forefront of automotive design. But how do these differences manifest in real-world scenarios, especially when things go wrong? Let's test a small hatchback, a common sight on city streets, known for its fuel efficiency and nimble handling. We'll see how its lightweight design fares against unexpected impacts. Next, we have a classic American land yacht, a relic from an era of big engines and even bigger cars. These behemoths were built for comfort and cruising, but their size and weight present unique challenges in a collision. And finally, a modern SUV, packed with the latest safety technology and designed to protect its occupants in a variety of crash scenarios. It represents the cutting edge of automotive safety. We'll subject each of these vehicles to the same pothole. This seemingly minor road hazard can reveal a lot about a car's suspension, handling, and overall structural integrity. The hatchback is light. Its low mass means it's easily affected by external forces. Hits the hole, spins out, the sudden impact overwhelming its suspension. the driver would be struggling to regain control. But its crumple zones protect the driver. These energy-absorbing structures are designed to deform in a controlled manner, dissipating the force of the impact and shielding the passenger compartment. The land yacht is heavy. Its sheer weight gives it a sense of stability. Barely flinches, the suspension absorbing most of the impact, but the impact bends the steering, a hidden consequence of the force transmitted through the chassis, making it a danger on the road. The compromised steering makes it difficult to control, especially at higher speeds. The SUV with modern electronics is equipped with a suite of sensors and actuators that constantly monitor and adjust the vehicle's behavior. Senses the slip, cuts power, reducing the risk of wheel spin and loss of control, and brakes individual wheels to keep control. This sophisticated system can apply braking force to specific wheels, helping to steer the vehicle back on course. Technology turns a potential disaster, a loss of control that could lead to a collision, into a minor scare. The driver might not even realize how close they came to losing control. Bimeng.drive shows how design, the fundamental architecture of the vehicle, weight, and safety systems all play crucial roles in determining the outcome of a crash. Make all the difference. These factors can be the difference between a minor inconvenience and a serious injury. It's a crash test derby, a virtual arena where we can push vehicles to their limits and observe the consequences. Where we see which philosophies work, which design choices and safety features truly make a difference in protecting occupants, and which fail. Some approaches might seem promising on paper, but prove ineffective in real-world scenarios. The results are sometimes surprising, challenging our assumptions about vehicle safety. Always enlightening. Each test provides valuable insights into the strengths and weaknesses of different vehicle designs. Comparing machines reveals the progress we've made in automotive engineering over the years. The evolution of automotive safety. From basic seatbelts to advanced driver assistance systems, the automotive industry has made significant strides in protecting drivers and passengers. It's not just about surviving a crash, it's about minimizing the severity of injuries and increasing the chances of a full recovery. It's about preventing one. Active safety systems are designed to help drivers avoid accidents in the first place. Every vehicle tells a different story. Each crash simulation reveals unique insights into how different vehicles respond to specific impact scenarios. The digital lab makes those stories clear. By visualizing the forces at play and analyzing the data, we can gain a deeper understanding of crash dynamics. Let's see what else we can learn. The possibilities for exploration are endless, and each new test brings us closer to building safer vehicles for everyone. Let's be honest, watching destruction is captivating. Bimeng.drive taps into our curiosity about chaos, letting us enjoy spectacular crashes without real consequences. The slow-motion detail turns every crash into a ballet of physics. You can experiment, try wild ideas, and reset with a click. It's not just mindless mayhem, it's about discovery. Every session is a new experiment, a new surprise. The combination of visuals, chaos, and science makes Bimeng.drive endlessly entertaining, and it's all consequence-free. After the fun, it's time for a reality check. Bimeng.drive S crashes are virtual, but the dangers are real. In real life, a crash isn't a show. It's a life-changing event. Every simulated wreck is a reminder of real-world risks. The game is a powerful educational tool, showing why road safety matters. Even small imperfections can cause catastrophe. Let's remember the lesson behind the spectacle. Now it's your turn. What surprised you in these virtual crashes? Got ideas for safer cars or better roads? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments. Your real-world experiences matter. They complement our digital experiments. By sharing, we can find creative solutions together. Like and subscribe if you care about the science behind the spectacle. Join the discussion, challenge my conclusions, and help build a safer community. Your voice is important. Let's make our roads better, together. So what have we learned? Bimeng.drive is a powerful tool for understanding the physics of crashes. Even small hazards can cause chaos, and different cars react in different ways. The game is fun, but the message is serious. Real roads have real consequences. Stay alert, adjust your speed, and respect your car's limits. Vigilance and awareness are your best defenses. Drive smart, and you'll give yourself the best chance of arriving safely. That's what really matters. Drive safely.